Today I want to explore a topic that I get a lot of questions about. It's the nature of time and timelessness, specifically the illusion of time. I want to explore the illusion of time and space. Have you noticed that when you fall asleep at night, there's a cessation of time, and when you wake up, there's a renewal of the appearance of time? We could ask then, is there a connection between the activity of the mind and the appearance of time? Is it possible time is merely eternity filtered through our limited, finite minds? Or another way to put it, that time is what eternity looks like when viewed through the lens of the finite mind. I'm going to use the VR headset as an analogy, as I commonly do. The activity of time and space ends when the VR activity ends, just like the dream ends when you wake up. When the VR activity ends, all that is left is the VR headset, which we could equate to what constitutes reality. So the time and space come into apparent existence when the VR activity begins, and then it disappears when the VR activity ends. I hope that's clear. Similarly, time and space begin when the activity of the mind begins, and it ends when the activity of the mind ends. It's as simple as that. We can also look at dreams as an analogy. Let's say you're having a dream at night, and you travel to Egypt to see the pyramids of Giza and so on. And the trip lasts about a month. But when you wake up and you look at the clock, less than 30 seconds has passed. How much time and space did the dream take up in your mind? The answer is that it takes up no time and space in your mind. It simply appears as time and space in your dream. From the point of view of the character in the dream, a month passed. But from the point of view of the dreamer, or no time passed. Similarly, from the point of view of consciousness, no time is passing. Space and time are experienced when filtered through the mind or through thought and perception. Time is only experienced when life is viewed through the limitations of the finite mind. Time is simply a reflection of the medium through which we perceive the present moment. And this doesn't mean that time and space are not real. They are real from the point of view of the separate self. So it becomes necessary to live as if there is a past and a future, all the while knowing that it's an illusion. Meister Eckhart spoke about the eternal now. It's a very deep concept. The eternal now refers to the timeless nature of reality that exists beyond the limitations of past and future imposed by the mind. Eckhart emphasized the importance of detaching oneself from attachment to the temporal world and turning inward to discover the internal within. He discovered that by quieting the mind and our ego-driven desires, individuals could enter into a direct and immediate connection with God and ultimate truth. How does the notion of timelessness become useful for us in the process of awakening? Beyond it as a concept or something to be fascinated with. Remember that timelessness doesn't mean that something lasts forever, because this would mean that something exists in time. Timelessness means that there is no time. I'll repeat that. Timelessness simply means that there is no time. If you sense into your direct experience right now, in this moment, you can sense that there's something about you that feels timeless. Of course, our bodies, including our brains, have a physical limitation in that they die. But can you sense into beyond this, sense into something that's beyond this, beyond the realm of what's impermanent, what's conditioned, into something that's eternal or timeless? Of course, the mind will jump in with descriptions, yet still we can sense into this kind of intuition that there's something about each of us that is timeless, that is eternal. The practice here is to step out of the descriptions and ideas about timelessness and experience this intuition of timelessness. There is something within us. You can sense into something within you that is the same as it ever was. And timelessness is not something that can be grasped by the mind. Don't even try it. It is inconceivable, as Gangaji likes to say. The mind can only grasp things that actually exist in time. So often the mind will attempt to grasp timelessness by imagining the egoic self as timeless, right? That the egoic self wants to live on forever. But of course, this is just another idea existing in time. Again, we're left with the reality of consciousness, presence, that is beyond any description or definition. And consciousness, presence, like time, is inconceivable and indescribable, I guess. And inconceivable doesn't mean that it's not existing. It just means that no concept can grasp it. We're back to intuiting timelessness rather than attempting to grasp it or describe it. We can sense into the timelessness of each moment, seeing that each moment doesn't actually last for any amount of time. Things can only exist in the present moment. As our awareness becomes more deeply refined, we see that there's not even a present moment. We assume that we know what the present moment is, when actually we don't know what the present moment is. I hope you found this talk about discovering the eternal now and discovering timelessness useful. And again, I have a link to my free ebook, which goes into this further in the description below. Thank you for your time and hope to see you soon. Bye for now.